Obligatory Prismatic Secret Rares have saved probably one of the worst design sets I think I've gotten a chance to see in a little while. And that's not without saying that Apostla is not a bad card. No, that's not what we're saying here. We're just saying that, that's pretty interesting that you've decided to do this now in what appears to be one of the most questionable cases. So we're going to talk about the Prismatic Secret Rares and just what's going on with these interesting cards. So let's dig into that discussion, shall we? So we're going to have pictures of what we've seen of the Secret Rares so far, the prismatic versions of them. So here's what we know about these so far. The TCG has lost Ghost Rares a long time ago. They vanished. We also lost, Ultimate Rares. Gone. Out of the core sets. Alright? Now, the OCG recently got something that was called 20th Anniversary Printing. And I'm going to have that up here for you guys to see. It's beautiful. Alright? It's one of the coolest things ever. The red lettering, the Prismatic Secret Rare. It is gorgeous. Alright? Like, the TCG has wanted this for a very long time. And snap! Here we are. We enter into the new set. We're looking at this and I was like, alright, cool. This is going to be a very passive set. There's not going to be a lot really going on here. And then all of a sudden, yesterday, the first leak of a Prismatic Secret Rare Apostla comes across. And I'm just like, No, literally, this was me. Hey guys, did you see that? And everybody at Locals is like, oh, you mean this? So, here's what I'm getting out of this. One, they are incredibly hard to pull. Now, we don't know set ratios yet on these. We're literally in sneak peek season. It's also very interesting because the amount of people that broke street date, it took them until today to tell us that we were getting these, by the way. That's, I think, actually the best part about this whole thing. Literally, till today. Now, it doesn't look like these are going to be limited to just every card in the rarity. No. Now, don't quote me on that, alright? So far we've seen Apostla. We also have seen the Marincess Kaiser Horse, which I think looks beautiful, by the way. I'm personally looking forward to getting the chance to try to pick up some of this stuff. And then, of course, you know, my personal favorite is the Win, which you'll see along the video here as we're going. So, we have an Ultra Rare, we have a Secret Rare, and we have, what appears to be we basically have everything in each rarity. Now, this piques my question of, why do we not change the lettering for these? Did we really go more cost effective here, just printing the cards in the base rarity? Because when I look at the Whim, I see that she's got the simple super rare lettering. Daddy's not a big fan of that. I'm not going to lie to you. I guess it's cost efficient. Alright, I guess I can't complain because now we have a higher rarity. And I'll talk about that here in a little bit, about what that's going to mean for the secondary market, because these cards are going to be expensive. These aren't going to be, this isn't going to be your cheap run-of-the-mill, I'll be able to get these cheap. If these are 1 per case, or even 2 per case, these are going to be more than Secret Rares. Now, if we, what was the trend in the OCG with these? I believe you got like anywhere from 2 to 4 in a case, which, alright, cool, that's already higher, but this also, I didn't actually think about that. If we're giving an extra 4 copies of these per case, these aren't taking up Secret Rare slots, that means that we're going to have more copies of certain cards in circulation. That means that there will be more Marincess cards already floating around. Sub point to this video. I need to have a discussion with everybody. And I mean, give me some likes on this because this is pretty important. We need to talk about picking up Marincess cards early. The way that this set looks, I mean, Prismatic Secret Rares, they're a good gimmick. Don't get me wrong. Like, give to me. Like, let's try to. I expect massive clickbait videos from Simply Unlucky, Jobber and Cyber9. It's just like, oh my god, what do you mean I pulled this one? Exclusive Prismatic Secret Rare pulled in this video. Expect things like that. Expect you to, click one of those at some point and just, Team Sam's also gonna do it too. Oh my god, best pack opening ever. Can't wait. This is what life is. So, like I said, sub point to that discussion on Marin's S cards and actual picking them up, because at this point, this does bring up a really good point of more cards in circulation. The base rarity of stuff is probably going to be brought down by having extra copies. I didn't actually think about that. That's an interesting subnote, actually. But that aside, what else is going to go on with these Prismatic Secret Rares? Well, here's what we do know. Yeah, nobody asked for this form of Prismatic Secret Rare. Am I going to complain? No, not at all, actually. You've been complaining for the last 5 minutes, Robbie. Yeah, semantics. I like this. One, I'm happy that I can get Win in a higher rarity. Like, Inner Charmer, Squee Robbie. It's like, yes, thank you. Is just so excited. Other Robbies, like, we're about to really consider spending $50 on a Prismatic Super Rare that you can't do anything with. Meanwhile, I'm like, yeah, why not? It's just how life works. Now, expected value out of this, yeah, I'm expecting these to be a good chunk of money. I'm expecting anywhere from 30 to 100. I know that's a very big number. Trust me, the TCG's never got the chance to experience something like this before. We haven't had an actual alternate rarity for a set until this very point, and this is pretty interesting. I think the market is going to eat this up. This is going to be a good test run, though, because the set is going to be the first one that we're going to see these come on into the market. We're going to see what the player base is actually going to pay for these. And considering how literally cutting edge the Yu-Gi-Oh! Market is at this point, players are going to be undercutting themselves trying to sell these sorely. Now, on the flip side of that, if there are really so few of these, and we don't even know all of the ones that are going to be in the market for this, then my question is going to be, will there be enough to undercut each other? Because that's an interesting discussion for another day. Where are these going to come into the market? Are we expecting a lot of these? I know Ideal 808 pre-sales, or excuse me, TCG Player pre-sales are up. By the way, if you shop TCG Player, use my link down below. I'd greatly appreciate it. It helps support me and playing the terrible addictions that you guys like seeing on this channel and deck profiles. So, I don't know. The market is going to be interesting for this. I think that's the thing I'm probably most excited about, besides, picking up an English copy and trying to go swap it into another language. Might be another interesting note here. It might be worth collecting Prismatic Secret Rares. Literally 4 to 6 years down the line, and this is interesting because last time we saw this was with Ghost Rares and things like that. If you start collecting these, and you're like, oh, hey, I got one of each, possibly later on down the line, these could be worth some money. Like, that's if the collector side of the market goes, oh yeah, we accept these. These are collectibles to us. And depending on the situation, you could find yourself in some real good money. So that's something else really to consider here. If you could pick up these versions of these cards really cheap. But I am going to pop a question to you guys, though. From what you've seen in the pictures across this video so far, what is your preferred rarity going to be? Do you want to pick up copies of the Prismatic Secret Rares and have them for your playset? Obviously, if you could, I'm sure you would. But that doesn't solve the fact that these cards are going to be worth way more than the actual copies floating on out in the secondary market. And I'm looking forward to kind of seeing a response in the comment section on that. Is it worth it? Are we actually doing this? But Win Super Prismatic Rare, oh, you guys have no idea how excited I am. So that's all I got on this discussion. I think the market's going to eat this up alive and spit it out, but this is the first time we're going to see this. So I don't think the market's going to be able to handle this quite as well as we actually are probably giving them credit for. Guys, comment down below, tell me what you guys think. And, well, that's a yikes for me on the Prismatic Secret Rare market. See you guys on the flip side. Peace out. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a truffle shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out Vanquil40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.